Hello everyone. Hello everyone. I'm not gonna try to delay. I'm not gonna try to take long. We know why we're here. We know what has to be done. Okay. Just a disclaimer: if anything bad happens to Joe in the video, I'm gonna keep it. By the way.
Matteo steering is further down.
C. Okay. So essentially, the drivers with the upgrades today in Bahrain will be Aircon, Sadaf, Fonroli, Joe. Aircon, Sadaf, Fonroli, Joel, and Joe. So the two J's are going to be the ones. So essentially, nothing changes to the ratings. Bro, you gotta stay in school, bro. You just gotta stay in school. You gotta stay in school, bro. Actually, yeah, I don't think this race I'll do the pre-race thing where I yap too much, but it's just the Bahrain circuit. 15 corners, three oh yeah, three DRS zones. It's gonna be hell for Mercedes, but they make it work. Actually, I should downgrade Eric's car. Oh, it's already downgraded. Okay. Actually, has anyone noticed that actually on the edge of the W11 on the Ineos logo, there's like a red tint to it. You're so slow because you didn't do Bahrain and Zakia quali. That's why. I'm not even gonna try to get it into. Oh, it's the first one there. I'm not even gonna try to get into anything special or anything like that. I don't remember. It was a forced dry race, obviously. So yeah, I'm not gonna try to. Yeah, I just have to do this. What? Fondaroli is on pole. Okay. He will take the pole point away. Reynolds did exceptionally well today. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah. Um, all Aircon needs to retake the lead of the championship is to finish in P1. All he needs to do is take 10 points out of Joe here today in Sakia in Bahrain. It's lights out and away we go under the lights here in Sakia. Aircon gets an okay start, still behind Tenor Badol. The track is extremely thin as we go into turn one. Aircon thinks of a move, but Joe's already got him covered. Just tags the end of Tenor Badol there. Aircon chooses to go wide. They've now shuffles back into P3. So that's a great start from Joe here. Eric Littleton's swept up into P7. Joe absolutely mauling himself from the Mercedes car here. Tana Joe got off pretty poorly as well. Yeah, Tana got off pretty poorly as well, down in P4. But already there's been a penalty, Levi Graham, for colliding with, what's his name, Vovicchio Nalem. So on the first lap, they've already gained a massive gap, the top three here, on the rest of the pack. Sadaf actually dropping down to P8 at odds with Eric Littlethings here, it seems, as they come onto the DRS zone. You can just see, we'll see here now if he does have DRS on the main straight. His rear wing stays closed, it seems. Yeah, his rear wing stays closed. Aircons as well, I think, will stay closed for the time being. Yeah, Tanner Waddell back up in position. Eric Little Things as well in P6, looking to threaten what's going on up ahead here. Second DRS zone this time. Aircon, Aircon susceptible there. Fonderoli fastest in sector 1. Aircon really needs to go for the win today in Sakia, or else you will fall then again into the crutches of Joe, like we saw in Brazil, like we've seen so many other times this season. Here we go. Another DRS zone. Can just see the rearing firmly shut, it seems, this time round. But he's gained massive traction through the corners here. Fonderoli, fastest in sector 2 as well. So Darf actually all the way down in P9 as Joe as well in P10. Obviously coming into the final 2 races on the straight here, where it really matters on the longest DRS zone. Has Joe got enough to open his rear wing? We'll see there. Fonaroli set the fastest lap. Joe's rear wing is open, but he's too far back for a move. But he's getting a lot of time through here. I think he will have DRS the next time over. Yes, he has. Aircon slow through here. Joe will look push past into P2, and that's a move. That's the move he will make today. Joe fastest in sector 1 as well. And Fonderoli already coming into their sights as the soft tire doesn't really do that much around Bahrain. I tried playing the soft tire. I tried using the soft tire on a 25% race distance thing, and it just collapsed after 4 laps. Imagine 4 laps, guys. 4 laps on a soft tire. No. So yeah, might Aircon try to come back? We'll see here. Onto the straight. You can just see the cars here getting ever so close here. Fight for P6 is good. Something going on here. I think it's mostly cleared up as of now. As of now, it's mostly cleared up. Actually, onto the main straight. They touch cars. Joe sets the fastest lap, but Aircon just taps Joe's car there. Let's see who got... Yeah, they both get some of their car taken out of Joe back into P3. Actually, does he have a puncture on his car? Seems as though all 4 of his wheels are okay. And all 4 of Aircon's wheels as well are okay. But all this means Fonderoli as well in the lead of the race, comfortably so. Well, there's this battle going on here for crucial World Championship points. Yeah, I think now the traffic is now caught up. There's Dirksen back up into P6, but the fight up front is more than anything very crucial. Joe will sweep around the outside, then go into the inside line. That doesn't work, but Aircon has poor traction out of the corner, and that's Joe back up into P2. I wonder if you look at Aircon's front wing, it seems fine, I guess, but are they gonna pit? They won't pit. There's Fonaroli just there in the distance. Aircon's wings open. Looks like he's gonna go for a move into turn 1. Does he psych for a move? No, he doesn't. He stays behind. Gains immense traction off turns 1, 2, and 3. Joe will park it on the racing line. Aircon says, I don't care. And he's back up into P2. The 2 World Championship contenders giving us quality racing here in Bahrain. Joe in the inside line has to squeeze past Aircon there, just barely taps the Mercedes. But Aircon will have the inside line for 2 corners in a row. Actually, it will be the inside line for the majority of the lap, as it is. We now enter the infield of Sakir in this Grand Prix layout, as well as Aircon with the DRS. Will he be able to run away here in Sakir, or will Joe make the same move that he did last lap? He doesn't sweep around the outside, switch to the inside. It seems as though he'll want to go for a move on the DRS straight. Levi Graham as well. That's a 15 seconds worth of penalties for collision with VK and LM. But further up front, Joe sights for a move, has the inside line, is pushed by Aircon, and just like what happened last lap, Aircon has to concede. And that's Joe into P2 with DRS on the main straight. He performed when he really needed to on the most important part. Yeah, thank you. Ah, there are 4 people watching. Great. Great to see all of you here. As for the timing tower, yeah, that's a Dolphin P9. So if 2 more penalties are incurred throughout the next few laps, then there will be a mandated safety car due to there being 5 active penalties out on track. So yeah, we're riding on board with Sadar here just into turns 5, 6, and 7. Now into the hairpin of turn 8, running his way through, then into 9, and finally 10, before you go onto the long straight, where obviously a lot can happen, but he is quite far away. Dirksen as well, looking for ways around here, but I think, yeah, the battle up front's mostly calmed down. Yeah. So Mercedes in the mid-season, actually, as I say that, I was about to say Mercedes in the mid-season have had quite a slump, but as I say that, Aircon still not enough traction out the corner, but crucially with DRS now. Now it will be the in lap, so if he can just position his car right, he will get the inside and the better line, that is, for the rest of the in lap, just coming out onto turn 8 here. Fonderoli still in the lead of the race. I think they'll have to pit first though. But yeah, into the DRS detection zone and out on turn 10 onto DRS. Does he get it? Seems not this time around. So will he suffer the same fate as Joe? Just falling barely outside of that DRS range. As you can just see the amount of graining on that medium tire. Even worse on the soft. I think they're gonna have to pit now. But if Aircon extends, if Aircon does actually extend, then I will give him just a slight edge over Joe here. Yeah, Fonderoli, our race leader, will pit for new tires. What does he go for? He will go for, just comes into the pit, I believe mediums or hards. Goes for the hard tire. Our first person to jump the gun and pit, I believe, most likely the second person to pit will be this guy here. But Aircon, yeah, you can just see the amount of graining on the tires. It's the same on Joe's car. Yeah. So the Red Bull and the Mercedes still coming to blows as it stands now. Yeah, into the DRS detection point, and it's just barely outside that 1 second range. Joe pushing in the corners. Does Aircon have DRS right now? Does not. So crucially, his rear wing will stay closed, and so will Joe. So that advantage that Aircon has coming through the corners is not replicated in the braking zone. Of course, he'll carry more speed through the corners, but not in the crucial braking zones, crucial DRS detection zones. Tanner Bordeaux's got a penalty for a collision with Tap from Jupiter. It seems as though both cars are fine, but that is very interesting, it seems. Yeah, Fonderoli down in P7. So Aircon will actually pit, worst decision ever. He will actually pit for new tires. And Fonderoli will come out ahead of him, obviously. But yeah, so Fonderoli will come out ahead of him. Tap from Jupiter as well will pit. So Joe will extend on the medium tire, meaning that at the end of the pit stop phase, Joe will have the softer tire, the fresher tire rather, then aircon. And so you'll be able to just edge them out. Sfoneroli back into P3, very obviously. Now aircon has to get through all this traffic here, and he has to do it superbly. Makes a 2-for-1 overtake in this corner here. Just Sadaf holding him up. It is the Mercedes team orders not coming into the fact. Mercedes deciding to just let their drivers race, seemingly keeps costing them rather than giving them an advantage right now. But we are with Joe onto the final straight. I think when he does come out ahead, I think he'll come out in P4 right now. But he stays out for another lap. So now the question is, how long can you stay out before it becomes uncompetitive? Before the likes of Fonderoli catch up? We'll see now with Joe. It's Tanabado onto the final corners. I think he will come into the pits now. Yes, he does. And Dirksen chooses to extend on his tire while Aircon is on the hunt. Right, that's him into turn one and two. And actually, as it stands now, the FIA are investigating Joe for causing a collision with car number 44, Aircon. I think if you remember earlier, the two cars were fighting each other, and onto the main straight, Joe just lightly just tapped Aircon's rear axle. Now, according to the regulations, as you've heard before from Mr. Saturday George Russell, uh, if the front wing of your car is not at the rear axle of the car in front, then you know it's a penalty. It's a penal. Aircon just Dirksen just not giving him the space that he needs, and that's Joe into the pits. So this incident will be investigated post-race to see if Joe might get a 5-second penalty for the driver here. Because you know this game doesn't really distribute penalties all that fairly. So, yeah. Aircon up the road there comes out ahead. Quality's bad? Oh no. Okay. Must do necessary procedures. I hope the quality is improved now. I'm coming back. Yeah, I think I should just because I'm being called, so I'm coming back. So just wait a bit, guys. I'm coming back. Cough, 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 cough. I'm back. Yes. So, Joe is being investigated. Official 5-second penalty for tapping the rear of Aircon's car with his own car, which means causing a collision. The definition of causing you can check back to the time when Aircon and Joe were fighting. I remember I said they touched cars. Normally that would be a penalty, just saying. But yeah, I'm just letting you guys know. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes, 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 yes. So yeah, I think this will be like the third race in a row where the finishing order is. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Bahrain. Tomorrow is the Sakir Grand Prix, and after Sakir, we will have our championship decider in Abu Dhabi. So only got 2 races to go. The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix is confirmed to be held on the 26th of August. Sadaf says the fastest in Sector 2. So all Tanabado really needs to do to, you know, still be within contention to still be in contention right now after this race is just be within 50 points of who's ever in the lead of the championship going into the Sakir Grand Prix. Um, that's really all that needs to happen. Um, yeah. Lap 12 of 28. What's half of 28? 17. No, no, no one quote me on that. It's 18. No, it's not 18. It's 14, guys. It's 14. 14 is half of 28. Whoops. Yeah. So we're about to reach half race distance. And as of right now, the top 3 is still as it seems. But obviously, there's still one more pit phase to go. And lots of overtaking to do. Surprisingly, no one's been lapped yet. Right now, no one's been lapped yet. Very, very surprisingly. Fornaroli is still quite far behind Anthony in P20. Now, obviously, Fornaroli will stay with the Reynolds team going into next season when they become Alpine and ditch the Renault power unit to go for Mercedes power units. Someone asked me if the cars are all going to be the same. The way the way I operate the game as of right now will obviously stay the same. But the only thing that I think will change will be the teams, essentially. Yeah. 9, 11 minutes left. So yeah, now we have Joe seriously gaining on aircon here, it seems. I don't know how long it'll take for the battle to begin, but when the battle comes, it will come fast and it will be hard. It will be hard. I think it will be easy. I mean, guys, 2-lap all tire difference in monopost is like the game changer. So yeah. So we'll see who locks in and who doesn't lock in, who locks out. As we now approach half race distance, our order is Fondaroli in first, Aircon in second, Joe in third, Tap from Jupiter in fourth, Eric Littlethings in fifth, Tanner Bardo in sixth, Dirksen in seventh, Sadov in eighth, Parland Albano in ninth, and Joel with an L rounds out the top 10. So actually the cars in front are gaining to Fondaroli as it stands right now. So Fonra on for his second ever race victory of the league. Seemingly so, Reynolds have just allowed it to slip out of their hands. So you're here on board with Joe. I think this time he will have the DRS out of the corner. No, he doesn't. Steering still stays closed. So yeah, I'm just letting you guys know Fonra might actually not win this race. But if he does, it'll be very, very cool for him to win a Grand Prix. in season 4. After he participated in season 3, but he didn't win in season 3. So it'll be his first win in about 2 seasons. Joe taking it in gear 5 through that final corner, carrying immense speed through there, and finally in Aircon's DRS, you can just see. Oh no, he's not. Sorry, that was the Aston Martin logo on the rear wing of the car. If you can just see the Aston Martin logo on the rear wing of the car. That wasn't DRS. Sorry. Yeah, lap 15 of 28 as we enter in now, still on Joe's POV as the race has begun to stabilize in the crucial points paying positions. Yeah, nothing much has been happening as of right now. I mean, do you want me to tell you about? There's not really much going on here, actually. Yeah, because South and Joe are absolutely not fighting each other right now, so it's still very, very stable around there. Everyone's started to clear up. If you just look at the mini-map, everyone's just started to dissipate. But right now, Joe gaining. On Aircon here, I told you, if a battle comes, it'll definitely come quick and come fast. But will it be resolved just as fast? 6.8 in the crucial 1 second wait, and he will have his rear wing open on the DRS zone. Boom, there's the rear wing of the Red Bull now opening. Stepper Jupiter is rounding the final corners now. Joe, immense speed, immense pace. They are all catching Fonreroli here. What will Fonreroli do besides be susceptible to this battle here? But as we close the year, there's no one out on track to be helping Aircon here with his DRS as well. So now the chaser is now the one being chased. The predator is now the prey. In the streets of under the lights here in Bahrain, and he's so close. He's sniffing that tail. Will Aircon go for the defensive move? It seems no. Joe just slots in right behind him. He knows if he wants to make a move, he'll have to do it on the main DRS where there is no possibility that Aircon can defend. Just Fonarodi there in the lead. But right now we have a hungry Red Bull, and the hungry Red Bull will go for the move up into P2. Took him longer than he wanted it to, but he did it. But Aircon is still there. Aircon might be able to fight back, though his battery is drained. Why can I see it here? Though his battery is drained, he does have the momentum, does have the speed. By the lap, he is ahead. Next DRS zone, immediately after the turns 1, 2, 3 complex. Joe, inside line, already ahead before the braking zone even comes. And that's P3. These two giving us incredible racing here. The two championship contenders giving us absolutely incredible racing. You have the dark Mercedes versus the deep blue Red Bull with those red highlights as well. Onto the DRS detection zone we go now. I believe Aircon still within that DRS range with older tires, but crucially with DRS. But the DRS doesn't do much. It only just helps him get closer. All this means that really Joe can't be running away right now. But he could. Oh, but he could. Oh, but so very definitely he could. He has the pace. He's shown us today that he can challenge for it. And look, Aircon's already disappeared in the map. So that was that battle. It's now over. On lap 18, we go. However, if the 5-second penalty applies, as we might see at the end of the race, that finishing order would just reverse. Ferrari in the lead now, not really doing much, so that was really one of the only battles going on in the race here. It's coming a bit of a snooze fest, one might say. The only battles going on here is really the two Williams cars. Oh, we've encountered our first bit of lap traffic actually. As of right now, we've encountered our first bit of lap traffic. Fonoroli just having to clear a Haas behind him. I think coming into the DRS zone as well. Aircon just right outside that crucial DRS range, just rearing. Will stay closed. Palanabano pits for new tires. I presume, I really don't know why. Palanabano has pitted. Will come out in P13. He's now the first driver to jump the gun. So previously it was Fonoroli. Now it is Awano. Yeah. Ah, Fonoroli as well. Now pits. And Joe back into the lead of the race. Aircon chasing mightily. Chasing this man mightily. Fonoroli will go for 10 laps, it seems, on the medium tires. Is he sure about that? I don't think that's a good decision that he made now. Inshallah, soon we will have we will have the interval instead of being like gap to leader. We'll have interval now. Actually, someone find out for me. Is there a setting to change that? Oh, someone's watching. So is that you? Joe, is that you? I know it's one of you. I don't know which one of you it is. So, we'll see here. I think now Joe should pit while he can, just to help with his strategy and on track as well. He should pit while he can because he still has a pit gap to Fonoroli, and if he wants to challenge for the win, he doesn't necessarily need to pit against Aircon, but he needs to pit against Fonoroli. That's probably what he should do. That's probably as well what Aircon should do, pit now, but we'll see now. Joe stays out. Aircon comes into the pits, I assume. Yes, he does. Aircon does come into the pits. We'll see where he ends up. I think he'll end up in P4, P5-ish. Aircon, 8 laps on mediums. That doesn't seem too insane. Right? Or 8 or 9 laps on medium tires. That doesn't seem too insane, it seems. Here comes Tanabar Dove, and that's Tanabar Dove into and through to P3. And there's Aircon now. So now, all he needs to do get past. All he needs to do is get past. What's his name? Tanabar Dove. We're right on board now with Joe. He pitted 2 laps earlier than Aircon. What will he do now? I think he's just going to follow the strategy of everyone else, because it seems as though everyone else pits when their hard tires get to 10 laps. But Joe is not like everyone else. He will overextend, underextend, do anything he can for that competitive advantage. With 9 laps to go, right? Well, it's actually 8 laps, but coming to the end of lap 20. So on lap 21, it will be 8 laps to go. And as I predicted, there we go. And as well as Aircon got past Tanabar Dove. So now in net P2, Joe just encountering some lap traffic. That was a very, very big near miss. I think it was from his former teammate, Rafa Caetano. That was a very, very big near miss. That could have ended in a crash for him. A big, big, big crash. And we all know the kinds of crashes that Joe has usually. I don't mean to say anything, but I'm also not saying anything. Does the Mercedes of Aircon have any problems right now? He doesn't. So he's in free air. So he should be catching Fonoroli very, very quickly right now. Don't know why he isn't. So yeah, Joel actually, 11 lap old tires. I think he's going to pit this lap. Whereas I think Joe will pit, he's also going to pit this lap. I think that's Harpalata as well. Lap traffic just behind him. And immediately in front of him, that will be the Alfa Romeo of Anthony as well. So actually, this race doesn't really have all that much racing. I can't lie, but we'll see what happens. So does Joe pit? It seems as though he is gonna pit. No, he stays out. Joe will stay out for another lap, meaning that Fornaroli is actually going to catch him. He's actually going to overtake him on track. You can just see there Harper Lata and Rafa Caetano just battling it out, allowing Fornaroli to catch up. Oh, very, very tight through turns 1 and 2 and 3, as left traffic just refuses to acknowledge blue flags, meaning Fornaroli will just have to thread the needle there as well. Too far back for a move on Joe out on track. So Fornaroli actually, instead of overtaking Joe in the pit lane phase, will actually go for the overtake out on track. That was a very, very close bit of collision there between Joe and Fornaroli. But that's Fornaroli back into the lead of the Grand Prix, meaning that the next target now is Aircon onto Joe. It just goes to show how much things can change in the space of a few laps. Really, really just goes to show. So, now with all this information, now where will Joe come out? I believe will come out in, I'm not sure, I think P5 or something. Come out in P5. But that's if he pits this lap. If he doesn't pit this lap, then I will be very well surprised. And he stays out. Does Joe plan to go to the end of the race on these tires here? He's going on gear 7 on the straight. Does he plan to go to the end on these tires? I wonder. And I really don't know. What is Red Bull's strategy with this year? And what is Santa Bardol as well? What is his strategy with this year? Okay, he pits. Sensibly, he pits. Does Tap as well? No, Tap stays us. That's Franco Colino. So Daniel Bardot will pit now. Really, really, well and truly. If you ask me, I wouldn't be able to answer you. I do not know what is Red Bull's strategy here. But Sadaf into P6, I think. Daniel Bardot just coming out of the pits now. Yep, that's into P6. So Joe now. Aircon is gaining handily as well. So I think Joe plans to go to the end of the race on these tires, but the DEG would have been so high. Let's just look and let me just see. Yeah, his tire percentage is at 48, 47 now. His tires are well and truly coming undone, but it's not to say that they're not fully done, as that is Harpoletta just unlapping himself now. Braking zone as well. That is Rafa Caetano around the outside as well. Joe finally pits. Finally, after so long, he will pit. But I think he'll go for the soft tire now. I think that was their game. They will not pit for the soft tire, unless I'm wrong. He pits for mediums. Joe will pit for medium tires and will come out behind Tap from Jupiter, it seems. That's just Tap coming onto the straight now. Yeah, he does. He comes up behind Tap. Doesn't come, and he actually comes up behind is that his teammate? No, his teammate just comes out right behind him. So now, with 4 laps to go, what will we see Joe do here? So his teammate gaining an immense amount of time, but I don't think this is a battle of his. Yeah, so about 4 laps to go, lap 25, 26, 27, and 28. So we definitely will have to see something here, as that's just Joe versus VQNLM, it seems. Yep, that was Joe versus VQNLM. Obviously, Joe came out on top, so his next target now will be Tap from Jupiter here. So a world champion versus the championship leader. Who will come out on top? I think it's very obvious. The tire offset and everything that came with it. Who will come out on top here? So if I was betting, I would put my money on Joe. Oh, y'all still watching? There's only one person still watching, but still, I appreciate that. You peak, twin. Whoever it is that is watching, you are peak. So if Fronner really wins, I'll have to play the Australian. I've never played the Australian anthem this season so far, and the Australian anthem and the French anthem as well. That's an interesting combo. Yeah. Yeah. Any French constructors win recently? Only Alpine. Okay. Yeah, so I'll have to play the Australian anthem then the French anthem. That would be crazy. That would be very, very crazy. Um, Now it's become very evident that Joe will now overtake. We've gone on with Joe for so long this race. But will we see a defensive masterclass, a defense to class from Jupiter here? Will the season one world champion show why he's the season one world champion against 4 lap old fresher tires? Or will he crumble at the weight of it all and settle for P4? I think I have the answer to that question, and the answer will be solved before we reach turn one. It won't be solved before we reach turn 14 and 15, but it may as well be solved right now. Obviously, Joe pulls aside, pulls ahead with the DRS, and that's the position with the fastest lap as well. So that's 2 laps to make up around 10 seconds worth of time. Um, So Aircon now suddenly has a lot more to worry about on his plate here, rather than just catching F1-70. So what will we see here? Seems as though he's gaining about a second a sector, not even a second a lap, a second a sector. Joe here on the tire offset. Tanner just in P7, Starry P4 is in P7, Eric Littlepink is in P5. I think from this, Mercedes will definitively now have the points lead in the constructor standings over Red Bull. I think I'm not really sure about that. Yeah, Already onto the main straight, starting lap 27 of 28. There are 2 laps to go, and there's still so much on the table here. Dirksen actually settled P7 right now, but he's susceptible to Joel behind. P8. Paranabano, P10. Doing fairly well. I think that was Joe. Okay, that was a car in the pits. That was oh no, that wasn't a car in the pits. That was just a car behind. Who is that? I don't know who that was. Yeah. So yeah, the gap actually now less than 10 seconds between between Aircon and Joe, as Joel in the Ferrari, in his last few races for the Scuderia, he will be exiting to go to Racing Bulls next season. It's not the kind of career that he really wanted to bring out as of right now, but it is a very good career that he's had thus far. Ferrari into sector 3. Yeah, Joe still has a lot of lapped traffic to go through before you can definitively reach Aircon here. Actually, Sadaf now has caught up to Tana Bardol, but Tana Bardol, I believe, will stay ahead. Yeah, I think Tana Bardol is going to stay ahead. I mean, he's on the fresher tires to the Drivers' Championship. As of right now, as I speak right now, make that 6 points in the World Driver standings, and by the time they get to secure Aircon, fastest in Sector 1, takes a full 2/10 out of it in his efforts. Maybe he can steal the win away from Fornaroli today. Maybe he can gain his way back, as now there are no more back markers between Joe and Aircon. He's cleared all of them. But further up ahead, he said he wanted to win. He won in season 2 in Brazil, the final race of that season. And now in the final lap of this Grand Prix, as he comes round, turns 14 and 15, he will look up and see the checkered flag first. Fornaroli takes P1 on track. Fornaroli wins in Bahrain. A superb drive from pole to take it. Aircon, from the skin of his teeth, will breathe a massive sigh of relief. That is 3 points, 3 crucial points out from Joe's lead in the championship. And To complete the podium, Joe, for certain, will finish in P3. Even if he gets a 5-second penalty, even if he gets a 10-second penalty, he will finish in P3. What a masterclass drive from Fornaroli. He started in a P1, drove a superb drive, no one could catch him, and now finished P1 with 5 seconds. Now adding two, he now has 2 wins under his belt going into the second race in Bahrain tomorrow and the season finale in Abu Dhabi come Wednesday, the 26th. So it's not over yet, folks. There's still a lot to play for. And we will hear Advanced Australia Fair on the podium. That team was really in. He left Venturi. He went to Renault. And now he will take the victory in Renault. Leo Fornaroli wins in Bahrain. The anthem obviously is going to come on soon. Just to give me a sec.
And absolutely elated.
Right, nobody's watching, but they say in Italian.